How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. Can't stop smiling. Gonna go into some fucking amazingness, hopeful amazingness. Today's Massive Beer Review with Pannepot, Special Reserva, Bordeaux wine barrels. Say what? I have done Pannepot a couple times. This might be my third or fourth one. At least two, I think three, maybe four. I don't know. Anyway, Struise is one of my favorite breweries in the world. And, yeah, they do a couple beers that are absolutely fantastic. Black Albert being King Shit of Fuck Mountain for me, but this is, if not equal, a close second. Is their Belgian dark, comes off usually a little bit more quadish to me, but they do a couple different variants. They do like kind of, aged ones, and they do base ones, and they do barrel aged ones, all kinds all over the place. This is, they call it Old Fisherman's Ale, as it says in here, but it's matured for 4, not months, years, on Bordeaux wine oak barrels from France. It was bottled not too long ago. It was actually bottled only 5 months ago, sorry. They consider it the 2014 vintage, I guess is when it went into the barrel. First things first, this comes courtesy of Tom. Thank you very much, dude. He sent me off a 6-beer beer mail, and 5 of those are mystery beers. He's just sent this one off. That's one of the reasons why he sent me the beer mail thing, because he originally contacted me about this. And honestly, dude, I have to apologize to you. I can't get this. So I'm very grateful that you sent this. I didn't look at the picture all that well. I thought that was Pannepot Reserva, not the Special Reserva. My bad. So I have not had this before. So I'm so excited to dive into it for a couple of different reasons. One, it's fucking Pannepot, baby. 2, it's barrel aged for 4 years. 4 years. And 3, Bordeaux wine barrels. That kind of tickles me pink. Why? Who knows? Who knows what kind of Bordeaux it is? They run from, I'm not a big wine guy, but I know Bordeaux can be dark beers, reddish grapes, or more yellowish, greenish grapes, whatever you want to call it, lighter beers. So they're lighter wines. And I know, and I did look up a little bit about the wine because I was kind of curious about it, just to be like, okay, what's going on? So I did a little research, I'm not going to lie to you. And it can be all over the place flavor-wise, so I'm kind of curious to see what kind of flavors they pull out of here. Regardless, I'm going to dive into this sucker. What else is it saying here? Pannepot Reserva. Ingredients. Belgian ale, vintage 2014, unfiltered and pasteurized and bottle conditioned. Ingredients, agua. I don't know. They don't have the English version on here. Grain, malt, sugar. There you go. Done and done, I think. On the back here, Shelton Brothers import. That'd be that. I mean, there's nothing really on here. Yeah, a couple dates all over the place. Quintessential. This is pretty much your labeling across the board. Obviously it goes from Reserva, the Special Reserva, and some of the lettering change, and coloring gets a little bit lighter or darker depending on which one you got. So I didn't go with the Belgian sniftery thing. I went with this kind of wine glass because I felt like, well, it's a beer glass that looks like a wine glass, a little more apropos. I washed the shit out of this glass, but I'm pretty sure I'll get Dirty Glass Mafia, so everybody out there, don't make fun of me. Give it a decent pour. I always pour way too much, especially in beers I'm excited about because I want more in there. Oh my god, that glass is clean. Who would have thunk it? Yeah, what does that look like? That really doesn't look much like a quad or a double. A dark, you probably can't even see it on camera. That doesn't look like a Belgian dark. That looks like a stout. I mean, that is dark. Super dark. Way darker than I remember any Pannepot I've had before. Pinky finger, infinite creaminess, but you can't see it because it has this deep, rich bevel, and it's got like a cola-style edge to it. The way the head's coming off from color, the way the bubbles are showing, it looks like cola across the board. It looks like Coca-Cola. Get a nose on her. I've always wanted to. I can't do it. Especially if it's a beer somebody sent to me. Because I feel like somebody's going to send me a beer they kind of want me to, or want to hear what I think about the beer. When I get a nose like this, I really don't want to do the review. I just kind of want to shut the fucking camera off, or leave the camera on for all I give a fuck, and just enjoy the beer. That's all I want to do at this point. I really don't want to talk about it. Because this is awesome. It might not be as awesome as I think once I taste it, but based off this note, there's no way this, because even if this beer's doesn't live up to the smell, I could just smell it and be that happy. It's like if you took Coca-Cola and reduced it, or you took Coca-Cola syrup. I know I said it looks like Coca-Cola head, but I'm getting like burnt brown sugars. I'm getting sweetness. I'm almost getting like a spiciness, like a little bit of blackstrap molasses, a little bit of like sarsaparilla kind of thing going on. So it kind of gives me those kind of soda vibes, like soda jerk soda vibes, not like new school soda. Kind of took that caramelized thing and just kind of aged it through those balls, through those syrup balls. When I talk about that, like reduced down Coca-Cola, if you've ever been to like a state fair, they give you like the deep fried Coca-Cola. It's like that kind of thing, the stuff you make Coca-Cola out of when you do like the seltzer mixture thing. What do they call that? Jesus Christ, fountain soda. Take that and then age that in a bourbon barrel. I know there's no bourbon here, but I'm getting like a sweet, huge, big cherry cordial vibe. So I'm thinking bourbon because I'm getting a little bit of spirit off it. Now, you also get that rich, deep, dark red fruit plumminess. It has to be a red wine barrel. There's no way. I could see them doing a white wine barrel. That's why I was like, okay, it's probably more often than not going to be like a red wine Bordeaux or a dark Bordeaux. But I could have seen them doing a light one just for the juxtaposition of flavor, bring up brightness to the beer, but this is dark. I mean, from the looks to smell to everything, dark in a positive way. Holy shit. Okay. Man, that's so rich. Adult rich. Not like candied sweet rich. This is just like adult human rich. And not monetarily. I mean, like, you know, there's those cakes and candies that only adults eat that kids don't get because they're not kid sweet. They're like adult sweet. This shit right here. The wine comes through way bigger than I thought it would be based off of the nose. I mean, you're getting the core of the beer. You're getting that soft. It's in there. It's behind the wine barrel. So the wine barrel is showing very big, showing very robust. It's probably one of the fresher Pannepots I've ever had as far as when it was bottled to when it reached me, so it kind of makes sense. Most of the ones I've had have had time on them. But you're getting the beer in there. You're getting that rich kind of dark quad, more lean quad to me. You get the breadiness, a little punny figginess outside of what you're getting from the wine barrel itself. Then you're getting that rich red wine. It's coming off drying. It's coming off a little bit tart. It's coming off a little bit acidic. So it's kind of cutting into all that sweetness of the beer itself. Yeah, the nose is so much more like bourbon character and sweet. Where when you drink the beer, while I'm not going to say the beer is not sweet, it is sweet. It has this kind of tannic acidity, grapiness to it that just cuts through all that and makes it drink more like a wine than a beer. It's carbonated. It has carbonation to it, but the way it drinks is more like wine. It doesn't come off as dense and as thick. There's so much rich, dark, sweet bits in here, and by that I mean there's like chocolate, but there's, like I said, molasses. There's just so much rich, like if you made like some kind of like jammy component, like not necessarily wine grape, not necessarily cherries. This is, again, plums would probably be the best thing I could go with. Sure, that's a little bit on the nose with like a Belgian, but it just kind of makes sense. Oh man, this is fucking fantastic. The way that carbonation kind of adds a component of something that has so many similarities with wine, it's really weird, you know, to get that level of carbonation in something so wine-like and have it make sense, to have it just be that beautiful of a marriage between two different disciplines when it comes to drink, when it comes to alcohol. It's fantastic. And that's the thing. It's like equal parts. Like, there's definitely more beer in essence than wine in barrel. But the wine is a bit more impactful than the beer. And then the barrel is kind of somewhere between all those. And the way I'm trying to make sense here is it's all balanced, but balanced in a way that, like, if you ever seen like a rotary engine work. Why am I fucking rotary engine? Like, that's something most people know. It's oblong. It's an oblong object with balance, if that makes any sense. Because the beer, it's more beer, infinitely more beer as far as base and as far as body, as far as its ABV. You're all getting that from the beer component. So that is much larger than the wine component. But the wine flavor is much bigger than the beer as a whole, to where it ends up creeping above the beer as far as impact. So even though one section is much bigger than the smaller section, the other section is more concentrated. So it ends up causing a odd balance to it. Then you throw that wood component and a barrel component, to where you get that soft kind of oak, but this rich oak. And I think where you're getting a lot of that molasses from, maybe, is a bit of that kind of marriage of all three coming together. I don't know. It's got me going 6 ways from Sunday, in a good way. It's a beautiful beer. That's an absolutely, hands down, fantastic, beautiful, beautiful beer. I don't know what else to say about it. Let's break it down simple. Big drying component from the oak. Works throughout the whole beer, because you end up getting this kind of tart, acidic thing from the wine, and then you get this big sweetness from the beer itself, from the Belgian portion of the show. All of that marries each other to where it's like cyclical in the oblong object again, to where each one makes you want to go to the next one and continue a circle to keep taking a sip. The beer shows, the wine shows big. The oak comes through nice. It's got sweetness and dryness to it. There's multi-layers, multi-components. This is such an in-depth beer. I could do a 45-minute video. I'm not going to do that. You want to know why? Pretty much the way I started out the video, I just want to drink it. So let's cut to the chase. Is this one of the better Belgian barrel-aged? Is this one of the better barrel-aged beers I've had as of late? Yes. Is it the best? Could be. Value and availability? No idea. It was sent to me by awesome fucking people. But these can be found every now and then, so luck of the draw. And obviously not brewery only, because you can get it in the States off the shelf, and leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like Belgian beers, you like barrel-aged beers, you like wine barrel-aged beers, you like malty beers, you like multi-layered depth, you like complexity, you like beautiful beer. Because that's what this is. This is a pretty beer. And I don't say it beautiful and pretty as like a knee-jerk kind of like, oh, that's pretty. No, this is stunning. A beautiful, beautiful beer. So if you like beautiful beer, you'll like this one. There you go. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the podcasting stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoying a beer as good as this one. Hope we'll see you next time. Cheers.